Well, hey, welcome to Decentrafy. This is the show where we try to take about 5-ish minutes to run through 10 questions with 0 edits. I'm Jason Dukes, and our special guest today is Emily Carrig. She's an NFT Degen and co-founder of TrueStarsNFT. Emily, welcome to Decentrafy.
Hey, thank you. Thanks for having me.
Very cool. Well, let's jump right in. You're an NFT degen. So if there are listeners who still don't really understand all that that means, explain the what and the when of that.
Yeah, so I started getting into crypto when the pandemic hit in 2020 and learned a lot about that. And then about 6 months later, I got into NFTs. And we say degen because it's short for degenerate trader. It comes from like stock trading. But degens are people who buy into kind of more risky assets and the idea of like speculating and making money. So that's what an NFT degen is. And that's what I've been doing for about 1.5 years. So yeah.
Very cool. So 5 words to describe yourself pre-NFTs.
Oh gosh. I guess I was like self-conscious, broke, not independent, employed. How many words is that?
That's 4. That's 4. But yeah, or not independent. You could count not as one of the 5.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that kind of sums me up. I was, not who I am today, and not having as much fun, I think. So yeah.
It is fun. It's stressful at times, but fun for sure.
Mm-hmm.
So how do you take a break, or how do you take a breath?
Well, it's difficult. Sometimes I do get really consumed, and especially now that I'm a co-founder of a project, there's a lot of pressure. And I like to take walks every day. And I feel like that's the best way for me to just get out of my head or just get my face out of the screen, and be in nature and listen to music. But I have to say, like, I still look at my phone as I'm walking and, check project floors and what's happening on Twitter. So.
Yeah, it's tough to get off of it. And so you have a Mutant, a Deadfellaz, an MFer. What's one that you don't have but want?
Yeah, I think I would have to go with a Bored Ape, or secondarily, like, I've always wanted a WoW, or a Punk. I think any of those 3 would be like kind of the dream NFTs to have long term. But I would say, like, I think it'd be cool to have an ape. Yeah, for sure.
Very cool. Yeah, the community there is just special. It's something cool about what they have going on.
Mm-hmm.
So why TrueStarsNFTs? I mean, I love your project. I think I'm excited about it, but why? What made you move kind of in that direction and create that?
Yeah. So I connected with some people over LinkedIn, and we talked about starting a project. And my co-founder came up with the name True Stars, and it's really about being a true self, and inspiring people to do that. And I think that in the metaverse, you can be pretty much anything you want to be. It's kind of like we all have our alter egos, and so it's about empowering people to be their true selves. And I think that that's kind of what drew me into the space, really, that message.
Yeah, I think that's awesome. So we touched on it a little bit earlier, but what do you do for fun?
Oh, nothing. No, like, I do like to get out. I like to go hiking, walking on the trail. But I mean, I have to say, like, NFTs really are a lot of fun, and so that's how I got into it. It was like I was obsessed with it, and it was a hobby at first,
Yeah.
and but I do also just kind of uh like staring into space and like wasting time, because that's when um a lot of good ideas come in, you know,
Yeah.
I think. So I
No,
enjoy that.
it's good. That's good. Yeah. A friend of mine says that you can't have breakthrough in the drive-through. So sometimes
Mhm.
you do have to pause to get there. So what current NFT project, in your opinion, because you do a great job of sharing your thoughts and opinions for those that don't follow you, they should. I think they'll be appreciative of it. So in your opinion, what current NFT project will everyone be talking about by end of summer?
I think it's safe to say Bored Apes, the Bored Ape Yacht Club is going to continue to make headlines and get people excited. Um, Aside from them, it's really like it's hard to say because something could come out of nowhere and surprise everyone. Like Moonbirds really shot into space, and
Yeah.
but I still think like everybody's going to be talking about apes. I think the space kind of centers around what happens with that project. So
Yeah.
yeah.
No, it's good. It's good. So origin story of the Art3 community. And I said in 3 sentences, you can go over if you want, but I'm excited about what it is and what I know about it, but I'm curious for our listeners to hear and learn, and maybe we can all go discover more. But what is the Art3 community? Where did that come from?
Yeah, so I had this idea that I think that communities are starting to represent artists, and they're in a way replacing art galleries in Web3. And that's what I had in mind was a community coming together and um, promoting artists and deciding, the community becomes the tastemaker,
Hmm.
basically,
Yeah,
not just, you know, um, dealers and what has been in the past. So that's kind of what I had in mind. Communities are kind of like the new art gallery.
very cool. Very cool. I dig it. So details on artists for Ukraine, because I know you got some stuff going on there as well.
Yeah, so it's a fundraiser for humanitarian relief for Ukraine.
Hmm.
Um, we have over 50 artists who submitted work, and some of them this will be their first NFT. And the we're working with multiple humanitarian organizations, but one of the main ones is called Nadia, and it means hope. And it
Yeah.
was started by one of the artists that initiated Artists for Ukraine. Um, and so she and her brother registered the charity. She's Ukrainian, and they've been working together um, to help refugees from the war, and that's what their cause excuse me, what their cause does. And so we'll be supporting them. And then the drop will be this Friday, May 20th on Maker's Place. So we're excited about that, and we want to keep the prices relatively low so that people can support. And so the bidding for many of them will start probably around 0.025 ETH, like around $50.
Yeah.
And then hopefully we'll get some bids for, that'll raise the price for some of them. And 100% goes to these organizations. So Maker's Place
Yeah.
has waived all the fees. Um, we're not taking any portion. We may take back what it costs to cover gas, but other than that, it's all going to Ukraine relief. So
I love it. I love it. And Nadia, right? Spell that just to, I think I know how to spell it, but spell it just to make sure we've got it clear.
yeah, it's NADIA, like the name
Mhm.
Nadia.
Mhm.
So yeah, it's a great idea, and we're happy that we could, it just all came together. A lot of these NFT fundraisers, they're supporting like Red Cross or like some of the bigger ones, and you don't always know where your money's going to, and when you donate to these
Yeah.
bigger organizations. But we actually know these people, and so we thought it was more meaningful. So
I love that. I love that. That's awesome. We'll be paying attention to that, and I'll we'll for sure get this episode out before Friday so that people
cool.
can be paying attention to it as well.
Thanks.
So who else should we invite on to Decentrafy? It's the last question, and it's a question we ask every guest. But who would you recommend?
I think Fernanda Bacard is somebody you should talk to if you haven't. Yeah, she's great. She's got a project that she's started, and she's working on the second part of it, Serious and Cool People. So she's a good person to talk to. She's really fun. So I definitely want to shout out to her. So
Very
that'd
cool.
be great.
If you'll help make the connection, I would love to. That would be awesome.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
That would be awesome. Well, it's been a joy to get to talk with you, Emily, and all of your bio stuff will be in the show notes, and people can follow you personally. I'll put LinkedIn, Twitter, and then the Art3 community, the Artists for Ukraine stuff as well. Anyway, just keep building, keep at it. Appreciate your mind and your kindness and your opinions. I think it's your wit and your sense of humor that comes through, and maybe it's because I like dry sense of humors, and I feel like that comes out.
Thanks.
But I appreciate you, and thank you so much for joining us today.
Thanks, Jason. I appreciate you too. Thanks for having me.